Yes, sir. Mr. Solorio, can you hear me? Right again, Mr. Solorio? I see him. I don't hear him. Mr. Solorio? Because everybody's unmuted. Mr. Solorio? Mr. Solorio, are you with us? Cannot hear him. Can't hear him. All right, get back in. Oops. I think he went away. We'll see if he tries to come back. Okay, I think he's back again. Let me see. Maybe he switched devices. Yes, sir, Mr. Solorio? Mr. Solorio? Hello? I can't hear you. He's just looking at me. Mr. Solorio? Mr. Solorio, can you hear me? Okay. As I can tell, I have everybody unmuted. Mr. Solorio? No. Mr. Solorio? Not. Can't hear him. He's not talking. He's not saying anything. Mr. Solorio, I can't hear you. You have to unmute. I think which number should you call?
Nova's phone, Zoom on it.
There is a phone number that was in the invitation. I just can't bring it up right now. Got a lot of numbers to plug in. Let's see if you can do it. Mr. Solorio? Yes, sir. Is that you, Mr. Solorio?
Yes, sir, it is. Actually got the audio to work now.
Okay. All right.
Sorry for the technical difficulty.
I know. That's been the story all day long. All right. Well, I'm glad you made it in. Okay. Let me go ahead and get this case on the start the hearing. This case. The court is calling cause number 2015 DCM 2123. This is a hearing to modify child support. Parties in this case are Jesus Solorio and Brittany Flores. My name is Antonio Rodriguez. I'm the associate judge for the Title 4D court here in El Paso, Texas. We are proceeding on a Zoom hearing since we cannot be in court due to the pandemic crisis that's going on. Through the Zoom application, I'll ask remind the parties that they are to conduct themselves as if they were in court because you are in court. I'll ask parties also, due to the audio problems that we've been having, not to talk over each other. Wait until the party has finished talking and then you can say whatever it is that you have to say. All those are the basic ground rules in this case and all other cases. I'm going to ask the Attorney General to make an announcement on this matter.
Lindsay Kaplan for the state, Your Honor, ready to proceed?
All right. And Mr. Solorio, are you ready to proceed as well, sir?
Yes, sir.
And Ms. Flores, you ready to proceed as well?
Yes, sir.
All right. If I can have both of you, please raise your right hand so I can swear you in. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony that you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
All right. Both parties answered in the affirmative. All right, Ms. Kaplan, go ahead.
Your Honor, the state requests that the court take judicial notice of the agreed order in suit affecting the parent-child relationship that was signed by the court May 14th of 2015.
All right, the court will take judicial notice of the underlying court order of 2015. Go ahead.
Thank you, Your Honor. Your Honor, the state calls Brittany Flores as a witness.
All right, go ahead. She has been sworn in.
Ma'am, what is your name?
Brittany Flores.
Who are you the mother of?
Nova Lee Solorio.
How is your child insured, ma'am?
She currently is insured through my employer with a Blue Cross Blue Shield plan.
And how much does that insurance through your employer cost you?
162 and change biweekly, so 320, I believe, a month.
And how many other people are on the plan besides Nova?
3 other people.
Are you providing dental as well?
Vision and dental.
Is that included in the 162 biweekly, or is that a separate amount?
It's all together. Oh, you know what? Let me, I have it here. Let me get it so I can be 100% sure because I don't want to give you the wrong answer.
Okay, thank you.
I have the pay stub here. It's 164.52 for medical, 28.57 for dental, and 9.49 for vision.
You said 27
Let me pull it
what
up.
dental?
28.57,
28.57 and vision?
9.49. And these are biweekly pay stubs. That's what's being removed from my checks biweekly.
And there's Nova and 3 other people, so 4 people total on the plan?
Yes.
Okay. Are you aware that Mr. Solorio is currently working?
He is working. Yes.
Do you know where he works?
I believe the last time I heard Home Depot.
Do you know how much he earns at his job?
No.
Do you know if he has any other children?
3 of that I'm aware of. 3 other children
So 4 children total?
that I'm aware of. Yes.
And do those other children live with him?
I believe so.
And are those other children all under the age of 18?
Yes.
And do you know if Mr. Solorio also has insurance available for your daughter through his place of employment?
I don't know if he does.
And do you have any safety concerns regarding anyone, ma'am?
No.
Have you ever had family violence between you and another person?
No, ma'am.
Do you feel that if your address or other personal information were disclosed in a court order that it would cause you harm, injury, or harassment?
No, ma'am.
No further questions for this witness, Your Honor. The state calls Mr. Solorio.
All right, go ahead.
Mr. Solorio?
Yeah.
What is your name, sir?
Jesus Martin Solorio Jr.
And who is Nova Solorio?
That would be my daughter.
And who does she live with?
She currently is living with her mother.
What type of health insurance does she have?
For what I know, she's what Brittany and I have discussed that she's on her medical plan.
Do you also have health insurance available for Nova?
As of right now, I do not. It's when we first went through the child support service, we had agreed that I was paying a additional part to my child support to cover medical costs for Nova. So
Okay.
included of the amount that they take out monthly, a portion of that does cover the amount that Brittany is paying.
All right. Are you working currently, sir?
Yes, I am.
How much do you earn at your job?
Currently, right now, I've now making $15 an hour.
And how many hours a week do you work?
40.
Do you always work a 40-hour work week?
There's times where I am opportunity of getting overtime.
How much overtime do you get?
It depends on the week. No more than 10.
How much overtime did you get last week?
Around this last pay period was about 8 hours.
How long have you had this job?
4 years.
How many other children do you have?
I have besides Nova, I have 3 others.
Do those children live with you?
Yes.
Do you have safety concerns regarding anyone, sir?
No.
Do you feel that if your address or other personal information were disclosed, it would cause you harm, injury, or harassment?
No.
Has there ever been family violence between you and anyone, sir?
No.
Do you have any reason to request that your information not be disclosed in a court order, sir?
I know I signed earlier when I first filed the child support. I had disclosed that I did not want my information to be disclosed, just for personal reasons. As of right now, yeah, I don't feel any as far as harassment or injury to me or my family. I'm okay.
Would you prefer your information be kept confidential, sir?
I would prefer yes.
No further questions for this witness at this time, Your Honor.
Mr. Solorio, tell me again, you said that you're working at Home Depot?
Sir,
Do you have any other income other than your place of employment?
at this time, no. That's the only source of income that I have.
You said that you have 3 other children. The children, do they live with you?
Yes, sir, they do.
And what, are they, the children, are they over 18 or they're still minors?
They're little ones. They're 5, 3, and 1.
Do you live with the mother of the children?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right, thank you, sir. Any other questions for Mr. Solorio?
No other questions for Mr. Solorio at this time, Your Honor.
All right. Any other
Commissioner-
evidence or testimony? Ms. Flores, let me just clarify a couple of things. You have health insurance for your child. You said you paid $350?
It is 164.52. They take it out every check.
Okay.
According to my pay stubs, that's for medical alone,
And how often do you get paid weekly?
biweekly.
Bi-weekly, okay. And does it cover, who does it cover you? You got Nova and you?
Myself, my husband, Nova, and my second child.
Okay. Do you know how much it would be just for your children?
No, my pay stubs don't break it down that way. My pay stubs only show me how much they're pulling out of me per pay period.
Okay, all right. Thank you, ma'am. All right, Ms. Kaplan, any other questions for either party?
Yes, Your Honor. Permission to recall Ms. Flores.
All right, go ahead.
Ma'am,
Yes.
do you have any reason for wishing to keep your address confidential?
No, I believe in openness.
No further questions for this witness, Your Honor.
Okay. What is state's recommendation on this matter?
Your Honor, the state recommends child support based on the guidelines with credit for 3 other children. The state has calculated support in this matter to be $318. That's based on a gross monthly income of $2,600, one child before the court, and credit for 3 other children that reside with Mr. Solorio. The medical reimbursement is $58 because it's the 9% of gross, which is $234, which is prorated to give credit for the other children that Mr. Solorio has a duty to provide medical care for. And the after-tax percentage applied to the net income is 14.75%.
All right. All right, Ms. Flores, you heard the recommendation of the state with regard to the modification of the child support and the medical support. Are you in agreement with the recommendation, ma'am?
Yes.
Mr. Solorio, you're also in agreement with, are you in agreement with their recommendations, sir?
Yes, sir.
All right. All right, the court will follow the recommendation modifying child support. I have $318 in child support and $50 for the medical support. Is that
$58, Your Honor, and that's to reimburse Ms. Flores for the cost of carrying Nova on insurance through her employer, Your Honor.
okay? And those payments would commence on July 1?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. All right. So there was a previous non-disclosure that was granted in the previous order, so I usually continue with the non-disclosure of information. All right.
Yes, Your
Is there anything else that we need to address?
Honor. No, Your Honor.
Any questions from either party?
Not at this time, Your Honor.
Flores, any questions?
I actually do.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm not completely understanding the non-disclosure of the address. As we do share custody of our daughter, I feel like I should know where she is at when she's with him, or at least a general area that I am aware of. He lives in like a general area, but that's only what my daughter's told me. When
Okay.
she leaves for him for 45 days, I don't know where she's at.
Okay. What the non-disclosure means, Ms. Flores, is that the order itself would not have the address or the telephone numbers or anything like that pertinent to the party, the other party. However, the parties are ordered under the Texas Family Code to keep each other informed of any addresses, any change of addresses, anything like that, to keep each other informed about any changes in the address or where the party live at or where the child. It's just a matter that it's not disclosed in the court order itself.
Okay, just wanted to be sure.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Mr. Solorio, any questions, sir?
No, sir. No questions at this time.
Very well. All right, I'll ask the Attorney General to go ahead and prepare the order. I will sign it as soon as I get it. And once I sign it, it will be filed with the clerk's office, and both parties will be receiving a copy of the order once it's been signed and filed with the clerk's office. All right, there isn't anything else. That concludes our hearing in this case. The parties are excused. Thank you all for your participation today.
Thank you.
You can free to log off now. Thank you. Okay, he's gone. Okay, I do have the parties in the enforcement case, Mr. Steve Vasquez and Tanya de los Santos are in the waiting room. And those are the only parties that I have. Nobody else has signed in. We had a third case, but nobody has signed in.
Yes, Your Honor.
Let me bring in the parties on the enforcement case. Mr. Vasquez and Ms. de los Santos.
Okay.
See, we can sign up right away. Okay. All right. We have somebody running around. Mr. Vasquez, are you there? Thought I had everybody unmuted. Okay, Mr. Vasquez? Ms. de los Santos?
Yes.
Okay. And Mr. Vasquez? Steve Vasquez?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, thank you, sir. All right, and Ms. de los Santos is also here. Okay. Let me go ahead and get this hearing started so I can start recording the evidence in this case.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, the court is calling cause number. Let me see, where are we here? Court number is 2015 DCM 8328. This is a hearing on a motion to enforce child support and medical support. Parties in this case are Steve Vasquez and Tanya de los Santos, both of which have appeared through the Zoom application. My name is Antonio Rodriguez. I'm the Associate Judge for the Title 4D Court of Texas. We are proceeding on this Zoom basis since we cannot appear in court due to the pandemic virus that's going on. However, the courts have allowed us to proceed on this remote hearing. And therefore, that's why this case has been scheduled in this manner that it's been scheduled for today. Parties are present. Is the state ready to proceed?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes.
All right. Mr. Vasquez, are you ready to proceed today, sir?
Yes, sir.
Ms. de los Santos, you ready to proceed today, ma'am?
Yes, sir.
All right. Ms. Kaplan, announcement from the state, please.
Your Honor, the state wishes to admonish Mr. Vasquez of his right to obtain a private attorney to represent him, and if he cannot afford one, to have one appointed to represent him for free.
All right, Mr. Vasquez, the Attorney General is asking that I hold you in contempt of court for not paying your child support. If I determine that you are in contempt, the punishment is up to 6 months in jail. Because of the possibility of incarceration, under the law, you are entitled to have an attorney representing you. So you can either hire one on your own, or if you don't have the means to hire an attorney, you can ask that one be appointed to represent you. Do you wish to hire your own attorney, sir, or are you asking that one be appointed?
Get one.
Okay, and I know you're gonna get one. Do you want to hire your own attorney or you want me to appoint one for you?
Yeah, can you get me one for me?
All right, I'm interpreting that to mean that you want me to appoint one for you. Are you working right now, Mr. Vasquez?
I'm in the metro. I just got out of work.
Okay. Okay. Do you have any? Okay, the question is, are you working right now, sir?
No, I just got out of work.
Do you have a job?
Yes, I have a job.
Where do you work?
Assemblers Inc.
I didn't get that, sir.
Excuse me?
I didn't get the name of the employer. You need to speak up a
How
little.
did I get the job?
The name of your employer. Where do you work?
Assemblers Inc.
Okay. Assemblers Inc. Okay. How long have you been working there?
I've been having different jobs, two different jobs this year. This 2020, I had two jobs, and I
Okay.
just started this job 3 weeks ago.
3 weeks.
I mean, it's a pretty good job, but I just started, and I hope it goes better along the
Okay.
time.
All right. Mr. Vasquez, do you have any property such as a home or real estate?
If I have what, sir? I'm sorry.
A home. You have your own home.
No, but I help out with the rent.
Okay. You don't have a home.
I used to, but I just I had an apartment with my ex, and we just got out of it. So I came back to my mother, so I'm paying her rent.
Okay. All right. All right, Mr. Vasquez, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and appoint an attorney to represent you in this matter. The attorney is through the Public Defender's Office here in El Paso. Okay. And
Okay.
they're going to be your attorneys in this case. Okay. I'm going to prepare an order that names them as your attorney, and it has a phone number where you can call them and set up an appointment so you can discuss your case with them. Okay. The other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to schedule a hearing on this case, a final hearing on this case for September 8th at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Right,
Okay.
Mr. Vasquez, you must be back here at that time. Now, at that time, it's entirely possible that we may be back in court. I don't know if that's going to happen or not, but if we are back in court, that's where you have to show up. If for some reason the courthouse is still not allowing us to conduct in-person hearings, then we'll do the hearing like we're doing it today through Zoom, okay? In the event, you must be present at the hearing on September the 8th at 1 o'clock. Now, both of you are going to be receiving an order that I will sign today that appoints the public defender to represent you, Mr. Vasquez, and sets this hearing for that day, September the 8th at 1 o'clock. All right?
Okay.
Okay. Anything else in this matter, Ms. Kaplan, that we need to address?
Nothing further from the state at this time, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Vasquez, you had a question?
Yeah. Like what can I do for me not to go to jail? Does I have to give like a good high payment, or what can I do?
All right. From now on, Mr. Vasquez, you need to talk to your attorney about that. Okay? And
Oh,
I don't want to answer your question or anything, but now that you do have your own counsel, your own attorney, it's better that you ask him or her those questions. Okay?
okay.
Okay. All right. We'll prepare an order. I'll sign it. We'll be both of you a copy of the order. Okay. All right. Unless there's something else, that concludes our hearing in this case. Parties are free to go. Thank you. I don't see anybody who has signed in on the last case that we had scheduled for today. That was on Julio Roman and Marida Gomez. Motion to modify and confirm.
Yes, Your Honor. I would like to request a reset to give the parties another opportunity to appear.
Okay. All right. Okay, we'll reset that case. we'll notify your office so that you can notify the parties as to the next court date.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, well, that concludes our docket for today. Thank you,
Thank you,
Ms.
Your Honor.
Thank you, Mr. Knopf.
Thank
Appreciate
you,
it.
Judge.
Anxiously await the orders for today.
Yes, Your Honor.
Very much. Thank you.
Thank you.